Hey, Chicago Bears fans. Welcome to the Bears News Fan Report. Did you know that the future of the Bears might be closer than we think? While many are focused on the losses and struggles of our quarterback, Caleb Williams, a deeper analysis reveals that the problem may not be Caleb's talent, but rather the environment he's playing in. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and activate notifications so you don't miss any updates on the future of the Bears and the latest news. Let's take a look at this dramatic scenario. While Jaden Daniels, the rookie from the Washington Commanders, continues to impress with a 10-5 record, Caleb, the highly anticipated #1 pick in the draft, is in the midst of absolute chaos in Chicago. What's happening? What can we learn from this huge performance gap? First, it's important to understand that stability makes all the difference in a quarterback's performance. Jaden Daniels has the luck of working under the guidance of offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, who, according to analyst Brian Baldinger, has the perfect formula to maximize his QB's talent: quick solutions, short passes, and a more efficient offensive line. This has allowed Daniels to thrive, even under pressure. In Chicago, however, the situation is very different. With the departure of coordinator Shane Waldron, the promotion of the quarterback's coach to offensive coordinator, and the firing of head coach Matt Eberflus, Caleb Williams is being forced to play in a constantly unstable environment. How can such a talented quarterback, with a bright future ahead, develop in the midst of so much chaos? The statistics speak for themselves. While Daniels continues to soar with 4,040 combined yards, Williams has only 3,872. And even more, Williams has suffered 67 sacks this season, the worst in the league. How can someone grow as a player in such chaos? Here's the big question. Can we expect Caleb Williams to have a chance to stand out, or will he become a victim of poor decisions from the management and coaching staff? But that's not all. There is a possible ray of hope for the future of the Bears. And this ray comes from Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, who is being considered for the next head coach of the Bears. Not only would he bring a successful offensive mentality, but he could also challenge Ryan Poles' position as general manager. Johnson demands one thing: alignment between the head coach and the GM. If that doesn't happen, he won't sign. And will Poles, with his mistakes in the rebuilding process, still have a chance to stay? Stay tuned, because this decision could change the fate of our franchise. What do you think? Could Ben Johnson be the key to turning things around? And what about Ryan Poles? Let us know in the comments. Conclusion: if you're a true Bears fan and want to see our team finally turn things around, subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. Together, we'll discuss how we can finally put the Bears back on the path to victories. As a Bears fan, the current situation is truly concerning. The difference between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels is glaring, and it's not hard to understand why. While Daniels has a solid structure and a well-coached team around him, Williams is trying to play in an entirely unstable environment. The fact that he's constantly under pressure from the offensive line and with constant coaching and coordinator changes is hindering his development. I truly believe a complete overhaul is necessary, both in the coaching staff and management. The instability in the Bears organization is not helping the growth of a young, talented quarterback like Williams. He has so much potential, but without the right conditions, it's hard to see that potential coming to fruition. Hiring Ben Johnson as head coach could be a huge change. He has shown that he knows how to build an efficient offense and, more importantly, has clarity on what's needed for long-term success. However, if that means the departure of Ryan Poles, maybe it's time to make that decision as well. The management has been inconsistent, and it's hard to see how Poles' choices have truly made a difference so far. I can't help but feel frustrated with what's been happening in recent years. We have a team full of talent, but the lack of stability and a clear vision for the future is compromising everything. Caleb Williams' potential is undeniable, but he's being buried under a sea of questionable decisions and an unstable environment that doesn't favor his development. We can't forget that he is one of the most talented quarterbacks of his generation, but in order to shine, he needs a team that functions as a whole. The hiring of Ben Johnson, for example, brings hope that things could improve. He's been doing an impressive job with the Lions, and his offensive approach could be exactly what the Bears need. A solid offense where players can trust the system and where the quarterback has a chance to develop naturally. However, we can't forget that the coaching change is only one part of the puzzle. Ryan Poles needs to be more decisive in his choices, especially in regard to building the roster. He's made some good moves, but there's still a lot to be done. The lack of a reliable offensive line, for example, is a serious mistake that has been dragging on for seasons and has still not been resolved. Without a solid offensive line, no matter how talented the quarterback is, he will always be at risk of getting sacked. Another important point is the team's culture. For real change to happen, there needs to be a revolution in how the team is led, with a winning mentality being implemented at every level. It's not just about talent. It's about how the team behaves, how the players develop, and how the club's leadership handles challenges. In summary, the situation is delicate, but there is still time to turn things around. The Bears need to commit to a real rebuild, which isn't just a change of coaches or players, but a change of mentality. Only then will we have a chance to see Caleb Williams and other talents fully flourish and maybe finally get out of this losing streak. In the end, if the Bears can't solve this mess and give Williams the infrastructure he needs to shine, I fear he will become just another unfulfilled great promise. So yes, I believe it's time for a serious reset and a restructuring to give both the Bears and Williams a chance at success.